All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, I mean, it's starting to feel a little bit like you can throw a dart at the minor stocks and start to hit some big gains. All right, so interesting things, and more than anything, a very nice theme across the whole sector. Right? I mean, Wolf and Hut have been on a crazy tear. All right, those are starting to hit those. No, not any. Sorry, Hut. Those ones are starting to kind of hit that like second little level, right? But it was nice to see Marathon kind of start to break out of there. Clean Spark SK, right? Yeah, Clean Spark is actually trying to make another attempt at breaking the lines right there, right? There's some interesting things, and really, it's very much driven by this Bitcoin potential recovery, right? So, I'll start here and then get into the other ones, right? But interesting to see what the market reaction to this thing getting over the 8 moving average really did. All right, so. Yeah, excited to talk about this group of stocks, but before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I'll draw some horizontal support and resistance lines up here, and then when we are done up here, when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and there is no volume. I don't know why, but whatever. They're on the other tickers for sure. Yes, lovely. Hey, really quickly, if you can you tell that this is not very scripted? But if you could subscribe, if you can share, it does wonders with the algorithms. All right, so let's talk about Bitcoin. And man, Bitcoin for the longest was trying to break. I think this was the candle we'd been following. Yeah, that's a good one right there. That 71.5 was just the biggest of the biggest tests that clearly ends up being the rejection right there, right? And look, I say it all the time on stocks. It obviously means the same thing on Bitcoin to me. Good things happen over the 8 and the 20. When you lose the lines, you all of a sudden find yourself at the mercy of the 8 moving average. And that's basically what was happening for most of June, okay? Today was the first, sorry, yesterday, right? Again, Bitcoin is on a different time, right? This was the first, and that's a good candle. I think that's the biggest thing of it. That was the first big and good candle over the 8 moving average in a good while. But again, we're not here for one good day. We're here for confirmation, all right? And what ends up happening is you're either over both the 8 and the 20, and hey, if you lose the 8, maybe you'll like slip under it, but the 20 kind of brings you back. It's hard to see it on this one, but there are times when just because you got over the 8, it doesn't mean you're going to get over that 20, all right? And that right there is going to be the test of the test, all right? This thing is sitting at 64.5, basically. You can kind of call it 64.6. We need to get over that line to start to believe that these two are going to go from a bad enemy to a good friend, all right? The other issue actually becomes that's a really tight wall right there at basically 66K. You've got the 50 moving average at 55.8. You've got the 100 moving average at 66.2, and both are going pretty parallel. It doesn't really seem like one's going to drop anytime soon. That's a hard wall, and this is no longer a friendly line, all right? So I think this should make a move up to that line. Look, you've got nothing but red to green, up to what should be a nice move to 64, let's call it 6. Getting over that's going to be the big question. I like the MACD. It's trying to definitely flip back, right? You know, I like green over red on both of them. RSI was really low. All right, RSI was single digits actually. And one thing you always want to worry about is when the RSI gets too low, it comes up a little bit only to go back down. Instead of a healthy cool down, it's this unhealthy cool up where it goes up a little bit so that it can regain energy to fall back down. You know what I mean? So Bitcoin, look, I am very happy we're over the 8 moving average, and hey, that's a good thing. That's step one. It always is, right? I like that the 20 is kind of by itself. We can hopefully attack that one, but I'm not 1,000% on that 66K breaking as of right now, all right? But hey, that's a good little move right there. and maybe momentum can do something. Maybe this entire, because look, even as I zoom out, right, I'm going to delete this line, but there's a little bit going on right there. And from here, it's actually just a lot of red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 right? Like there's some fast up and downs that might hit that even might signal like 67, 8, maybe even signals just a little bit over 66. But I'm not sure if it's just going to be a wick of it in a fall. But hey, going from 63 up could be a nice little move, right? So watch Bitcoin, see what it does with the 8 confirmation. Can we get over the 20? So far, that's a doji. Look, dojis never count. I'm glad the doji's at least this high, right? I would not want the doji like lower than 50%. So yeah, that's at least the overall Bitcoin view. From there, look, a lot of the actual mining tickers are in a nice place. All right, Marathon has been really attempting this break of 2250 for the longest time, and all we have is green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, green, green. Like this is a extremely fast 22 to 31 basically channel right there, right? Even as I zoom out, you can see it actually happens several times in that channel. So this is a real nice one if we can confirm and break into. That's a good positive MACD. That's a nice RSI. That's a good divergence on both as well. And I'm liking the volume growth, right? That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Oh, we are on the cusp. I think, where's your half? Yeah, because you're now at the bottom of that. Okay, what's your bottom? 2360. What's your top? 2350. I like 2370. I think 23, that's actually really high because we're only at 2250. Goodness. Okay, I'll take the top of that. I think 2350, I think one extra buck on this thing would be a real nice confirmation, and it's gonna be a pretty 30 target. Maybe 26 will slow it down a little bit. I don't think that 20, and I'm more close to 27 than 26, right? I'm clicking at 2680. Maybe that'll slow things down, but yeah, I don't think much. Let's believe we've broken that right there. Look, there are a lot of moving averages right there. There's 4 very tight ones. We've been going to the top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. We do not want to get sucked back in. We need to break and escape. The indicators are there. We just need a little bit more volume. I think 100 million. If we can get 100 million shares tomorrow, in a 7-hour day, if we can get like 15 million shares in the first hour, 30 million shares in that second hour, Marathon's got a real shot at making us believe 30 is a real thing right there, all right? What's the weekly look like? That's a good weekly. Weekly's testing a break of all of them. Daily's testing a break of all of them. I like when the daily and the weekly tell me good things, right? So Marathon is close. It just needs a little bit more. Please remember that Wednesday is a half day. It's gonna close. I think someone said at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday is completely closed because of the 4th of July holiday, right? So it's and then I normally assume Friday's kind of a loser day, right? So it's really just tomorrow for the most part on the market, right? So kind of keep that in mind as you're looking. But yeah, this is interesting, and Bitcoin is doing a little bit more than it has been, right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. I'm gonna lump these two together. I'm gonna lump WULF and HUT together because it's really crazy to see WULF just run starting on June 3rd when we literally just saw Bitcoin since basically June 3rd just crash, right? So I don't know why WULF went out of unison. I really don't. Clearly the lines were good, right? It went all the way to the 350, it then tested this, test and broke today, right? So really happy with the support and resistance lines. I'll draw a couple more. It seems like HUT is kind of following. It's broken the first one already, does a little dance on it. We've wicked that line. We almost wicked it again. You know, we've basically done the green, red mountain. On WULF, we've basically done, I mean, we destroyed it. But yeah, the green, red mountain right there, right? So I'm a little bit at a loss of why these started so early. Easy, you can see the volume did wonders, right? This was a stock that just was unable, that's nice. Unable, that's all right. Since January of this year, we were never really doing well against the 50-day volume line. All of a sudden, the entirety of June was over that line, and it was a nice buying over that line instead of selling, right? So this is what happens when you have a lot of moving averages, right? You literally have all five so close. It's try to escape but couldn't, try to escape but couldn't, try to escape and does, right? I see the technical move. I'm just, again, at a little bit of a loss of why this one started so early, right? But I'm loving today. Let me just talk about this candle really quickly, right? The high of the day was 522. The close of the day was 521. People, the entire day were just buying, right? We've already destroyed those lines, so let's draw the next ones. And really, I think I'm going to draw it right there. Looks like that's roughly the bottom of that. Looks like that's roughly the half of that. It seems like 6 and then maybe 850. I think 850 is a little too high a target. Give me one more zoom. Perfect. I think 850 is a little bit too high a target. I think for now, 605 is still the number. And again, I talk about it all the time. The gap fill border isn't easy. That's a gap fill border, right? That's the line between that green right there and that green right there. So that 605 is going to be a little bit of toughness, but hey, it looks like the MACD is recovering. Looks like the RSI is recovering. There's a shot that this thing will hit that next one right there. So Wolf looking beautiful. Hut, again, I don't really know why this one went, but I know that it tried to escape them all, finally does, right? And yeah, we've basically climbed that mountain. I mean, that's basically the next mountain right there, right? I'll put it at the half. No, I won't. I'll put it at the top. For sure, because then we're going to hit that guy right there. Yeah, look, if we can break 17, 22 seems next. And again, when I'm looking at Wolf, I can see Wolf already completely broke the biggest of those red, green mountains. It seems like Hut's going to kind of want to copy it, right? I don't know if it'll break it, but yeah, I think it might. I think it's worth maybe considering a little bit of a test at 1980. But again, I'm going to keep my line right there at 2250 basically, right? So MACD's positive. RSI didn't quite. So with Wolf, you can see Wolf gets really high, needs to cool off, seems like it's ready to take off again. Hut has just kind of been chugging, right? So we're at a little bit of a high 82, just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, this thing's just been lovely, just bouncing on the 8 moving average. If this one was going to come down, I can see maybe 1470. Roughly speaking, that's kind of what the 8 moving average looks like it's about to get to next, right? Give or take. So yeah, as long as that holds the 8, it's looking good. And then Wolf, if this thing was going to come down, I mean, really, it's this line. It would come back to that 480. But yeah, that's a nice candle. It's a nice break of that resistance right there. So really liking these two right there. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. The last one I want to look at, I mentioned it today. I think it's an interesting one. Dude, Wolf, I'm literally about to post it, man. It has been CIFR. Okay, again, this one I think is a little bit of a gambler side, but I think this one looks interesting, all right? There is not a lot of history on this one, all right? And more than anything, this looks like it was a de-SPAC that went horrible, and we are on the edge of, I mean, right? Like, let me just draw that. Oops, no, I clicked the wrong thing. Let's click that. Right there. We are like, look at it. Red, green, red. Nothing except a couple tests. That 512 line is a monster line right there, all right? And really, this thing has bounced on the 2, bounced on the 2, bounced on the 2, bounced on the 200, and now bounced on the 100. Now it seems like it's bouncing on the 50. It looks like it's like, right? Let me make sure you can see that. Look, bouncing on the purple, bouncing on the purple, bouncing on the purple, bouncing on the purple. No longer needs the purple. The blue one did the job. all of a sudden kind of seems like it doesn't even need the blue one because the red one did the job. It is using the moving averages as a support. It's climbing them, and really, we're now over all 5. That's a really nice candle. There's a lot of red, 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 green, green, greens up here, and it really is all about retesting this 512. It's a nice that's a nice RSI at 50 something. Looks like MACD never lost the positive, and it's hopefully going to go back, but right now we don't see that red over green. And look, that's not good that's not good right there. Obviously the volume's not going to look good, but hey, that's a good recovery and a decent volume and a decent growth. Look, I think this one's the more gambling view of it, but yeah, it definitely caught my eye and I thought it was worth sharing. All right, so yeah, let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Hey, thank you so much.